Hello everybody, I'm John.
And I'm Claire.
And today we're going over Unit 8. Parents prefer daughters.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Yep. So recently, kind of a really quick overview. These days, parents are preferring daughters. I think that's a great overview.
Yes.
Of course, we're going to look at it more in detail and everything. But I've heard this a lot from students. I've heard this a lot from different people. These days, there's been more preference for daughters than sons. And maybe we'll talk about the reasons a bit later, but this trend has kind of reshaped, I think, the way Korean families are looking at childbearing and everything like that. Korea's views might be changing a little bit at a time, but how are views or family life kind of in your country been changing, if at all?
Well, again, I've been out of England for quite a long time, but I do feel like even of my generation, the emphasis for parents was on equality and fairness. I think my parents' generation had already got the message about, well, sons, daughters, you know, is it really so different? They're humans, they're going to grow up to be bigger humans. If you treat them well, they'll grow up and be great. So I think for most of my friends, they would say they feel fairly similarly treated to their brothers.
As much as they were beat, their brothers were beat.
Yes, everybody got beaten equally.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, I'm sure that's part of the changing.
Which was different to my parents' generation. I think the reason they were raising us as equally as possible is because my parents felt the discrimination. My mother commented on how her brother was the favorite child, and the three sisters were always a bit in the background. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I mean, America doesn't have a huge change on family life, except less children is definitely part of that. Also, I think whether good or bad, parents are starting to focus more on their children and try to, I'm saying this as diplomatically as possible, trying to worry about their children more than my parents did to me. Did I say that right?
Yes, yes. More concerned.
More concern about the children, and therefore a bit more attention given. Yeah, but they are still trying to do equal attention. What is at least one reason why parents would prefer daughters over sons?
The logical thing that occurs to me, again, I don't know if this is the truth, but would it be because when the son gets married, he's going to become responsible for his own family and then his mother-in-law and all that. So he's going to be more sort of outward focused. But when the daughter gets married, she'll still be kind of focused on her parents. Is it that close relationship will be maintained longer with daughters? Is that?
It might be.
Does
well,
that
at
sound
least there
logical?
is maybe some closer relationship maintained too. Like maybe they feel like a little bit more connected to the daughter in that way. Yeah, that could be one. The response I hear a lot is daughters are easier to raise.
You know, well, from my teaching training, I did learn some surveys about maturity. And it is statistically true that girls mature faster than boys. Not to say that boys don't get there in the end, they do get there. But just like educationally, you can see a huge difference. So that could be an advantage.
A little easier to raise, I guess. Well, let's go ahead and take a deeper look at that article and figure out the kind of specifics of all this.
Parents prefer daughters? In the past, just about every family in Korea wanted to have sons, for a variety of social and economic reasons. When technology allowed couples to know the gender of unborn babies in the 1980s, some abused this technology. The result was that far more male babies were born than female babies. But starting in 2007, the proportion of female births began to increase. There is no longer a significant gap now, and surveys show that the majority of parents would actually prefer a daughter to a son.